What if I told you that right now, inside your body, there's this hidden rhythm ticking away, a kind of secret clock that you're probably not even aware of? Well, today we're going to dive into an ancient science that shows how something as simple as breathing, well, it connects us to this incredibly powerful internal cycle. And the best part, you can actually learn to work with it.
But before we get into all that, let me ask you something. Just right now, for a second, pay attention to your breath. Where's the air flowing? Is it mostly your left nostril, your right, or is it perfectly even through both? I know it sounds like a weird question, but trust me, the answer is, well, it's pretty fascinating.
So what'd you notice? I'm willing to bet that for almost every single one of you, the answer is no. You're not breathing equally. Right now, at this very moment, you are smack in the middle of what scientists call the nasal cycle. It's this amazing thing your body does, totally subconsciously, where it's always shifting the main airflow from one nostril to the other. And this whole cycle can last anywhere from about an hour to even 4 hours.
Okay, so that's the nasal cycle. And what's really wild about this is, yeah, Western science only got around to formally describing it back in 1895, but get this, ancient yogis in India, they hadn't just discovered it, they had totally mastered its principles thousands of years before that. Mind-blowing, right?
And this ancient knowledge has a name. It's called Swara Yoga. It's this incredibly deep science of the breath, and it's all laid out in an ancient Sanskrit text called the Shiva Swarodhaya. And here's the thing. Swara Yoga doesn't see this nasal cycle as just some weird biological quirk. Now, it sees it as the key to actually influencing our physical and even our mental state.
So how did these ancient yogis actually think about the breath? Well, they saw the body as this network, right? Governed by these subtle energy channels they called nadis. And for what we're talking about today, there are two of them that are just absolutely central to the whole practice.
All right, so Swara Yoga zeroes in on two main channels. First, you've got the Ida nadi. This one is linked to your left nostril. Think of it as the lunar channel. It's cool, it's passive, and it represents what's called feminine energy or Shakti. Then, on the other side, you have the Pingala nadi. This is your right nostril. It's the solar channel, so it's hot, active, and represents masculine energy, or Shiva.
And hey, this isn't just some new age interpretation we've slapped on top of it. Not at all. The original text itself makes this distinction crystal clear. The Shiva Swarodhaya literally says that the Ida Swara, that's the left breath, is feminine, and the Pingala Swara, the right breath, is masculine. This whole idea of duality, it's the absolute foundation of the entire system.
Okay, I know what some of you are probably thinking right now. Lunar channels, solar energy, this all sounds a little out there, maybe a bit mystical, right? But hang on, because this is where things get truly incredible. Modern science, modern physiology has discovered that this ancient, seemingly mystical idea has a direct, measurable, concrete parallel in our own nervous system.
This is the aha moment. This is where it all clicks into place. Breathing through your left nostril, the Ida channel. What does it do? It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest mode. It's the body's brake pedal. And then, breathing through the right nostril, the Pingala channel, that stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. That's our famous fight-or-flight response. It's the body's accelerator. It's two different operating systems, and the switch is right under your nose.
So the big question is, does the science actually back this up? I mean, can simply changing which nostril you're breathing through really create measurable changes in your body? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's look at the proof. What happens when you breathe through your left nostril, the Ida side? Well, studies have actually shown that when people do this consciously, it can lead to a drop in blood pressure, both the top and bottom numbers. It can lower blood glucose levels, and it generally dials down that fight or flight activity, which, you guessed it, promotes a state of relaxation.
And what about the other side? When researchers have people breathe only through their right nostril, the Pingala side, they see the exact opposite. Their blood pressure goes up, their heart rate increases, and their baseline oxygen consumption goes up too, which basically just means your metabolism is literally speeding up. It's a recipe for alertness and getting you fired up.
So what's the point of all this? What does it actually mean for you in your day-to-day life? Well, this isn't just some fascinating piece of trivia to share at a party. The whole point of Swara Yoga is to take you from being just a passive observer of this cycle to being an active participant, to put you in the driver's seat.
And really, this is the biggest takeaway. The whole idea is that by consciously, gently encouraging your breath through one nostril or the other,
you might just be able to nudge your own nervous system. It's like you can tap into your body's own internal control panel for either chilling out or powering up.
So how do you actually use this? It's super simple. Let's say you're feeling anxious before a big meeting, or you're trying to wind down for bed. Try gently closing off your right nostril and just breathe through your left for a few minutes. You're tapping into that relaxation response. And the opposite is true too. If you're hitting that afternoon slump, or you really need to focus, try breathing just through your right nostril. It can give you a natural jolt of alertness. But, at the end of the day, this whole practice is about so much more than just a quick biohack. The deeper philosophy behind Swara Yoga is really about alignment. It's this idea that by becoming aware of and then living in harmony with these really fundamental internal rhythms, we can find a much greater sense of balance, of health, and just overall well-being.
It's a really powerful thought, isn't it? That one of the most automatic things our body does, breathing, actually holds a key to our internal state. It makes you wonder, right? What could you unlock if you started paying attention to and living in harmony with the hidden rhythm of your own breath?